Imagine if everyone could see exactly how many people you've slept with. Not just a number, but actual red lines connecting you to every single person. Your parents could see them. Your boss could see them. Your enemies could definitely see them. This is the premise of S-Line, Netflix's most provocative new K-drama, and it's just gotten dark. In the first episode alone, we get blackmail, betrayal, psychological horror, and a student falling from a rooftop. And you're going to feel every second of it. I'm breaking down S-Line episode 1, every twist, every secret, and why this show is changing the entire K-drama game. Let's start with the core premise, because this is not your typical K-drama. In the world of S-Line, invisible red threads called S-Lines suddenly appear above people's heads. These threads connect two people, only if they've had a sexual relationship. Think of it like this. You see someone on the street. They have a red line connecting them to someone else. That means they've had sexual relations, and everyone watching can see it. For most people, this would be the worst nightmare. For one girl, Shin Hyun-heup, played by Erin from Oh My Girl, this has been her reality since birth. She's been seeing these red lines her whole life while everyone else lives in ignorance. Then, in episode 1, someone invents glasses. Special glasses that let anyone see the red lines. And that's when everything goes to hell. Episode 1 opens at Siren High School. We meet Shin Hyun-heup. She's a high school student who looks completely normal on the surface. She's quiet. She keeps to herself. She doesn't really interact with anyone. But there's something different about Hyun-heup that nobody knows. She can see the S-lines. The episode shows her walking through the school hallways, and above every person's head are these glowing red lines connecting them to their sexual partners. Some people have just one line. Some people have dozens. And Hyun-heup sees all of them. She watches her teachers walking down the hallway. She sees the math teacher has multiple red lines. She knows he's having affairs. She knows his wife has no idea. She sees the female teacher talking to another teacher. Their lines connect to different people. She understands their relationship is complicated and dishonest. She watches her classmates. The popular girl has lines connecting her to multiple boys. The nerdy kid has a line to someone she doesn't expect. Everyone around her has secrets written in red above their heads. For Hyun-heup, this is normal. She's been seeing these red lines since childhood. It's her reality, but it's made her isolated. She's learned that knowing people's secrets is dangerous. She's learned that if she reveals what she knows, people will think she's crazy or creepy. So she's developed this detached personality. She watches from a distance. She doesn't talk to anyone. She just observes everyone's hidden relationships and waits for the day she can graduate and escape. But on this particular day, something changes. A student discovers something in the school bathroom. Something that will change everything. Pair of glasses. These aren't regular glasses. These are special glasses that allow anyone who wears them to see the S-lines. For the first time in her life, Hyun-heup is not alone. Other people can now see what she's been seeing her whole life. The secret ability she's had, the knowledge that made her powerful and isolated at the same time, is now available to anyone with a pair of glasses. This is her worst nightmare. Word spreads about the glasses quickly through the school. Everyone wants to wear them. Everyone wants to see the S-lines. Everyone wants to know who's connected to whom. The glasses become a coveted item, a weapon, a tool for blackmail. Then, the glasses go missing. Someone steals them. The real conflict begins. A girl named Kang Sienna, one of Hyun-heup's classmates, actually steals the glasses. But Sienna is strategic. She doesn't keep the glasses for herself. Instead, she hides them. She keeps them safe somewhere in the school. Then she does something cruel. She tells everyone at school that Hyun-heup is the one who stole the glasses. She points the finger directly at Hyun-heup. She convinces other students that the quiet girl, Shin Hyun-heup, is a thief. This starts an immediate vendetta between the two girls. Sienna, the manipulative troublemaker, versus Hyun-heup, the isolated loner who is innocent and didn't steal anything. Hyun-heup is accused. She's blamed. Other students stop talking to her. She becomes even more isolated than she already was. But here's the thing, Sina isn't the real thief. While Sinah is framing Hyun-heup, someone else is watching. The real thief is listening in on everything. Her name is Hyung, and she's secretly observing all the chaos that Sinah is creating. Hyung has actually stolen the glasses, and she's using this moment to learn something crucial. How will people use this power? She's watching how Sinah frames Hyun-heup. She's learning that people will manipulate and lie to get what they want. She's watching to see who tries to retrieve the glasses. She's learning what people care most about protecting. She's going to use all of this information to manipulate the entire situation to her advantage later. This is classic K-drama storytelling, where you think you understand the conflict, but there's another layer beneath it. Then things escalate dramatically. Sinah uses the stolen glasses to see the S-lines of the teachers at school. She identifies a teacher who has multiple red lines. A teacher having an affair. This is her opportunity. She confronts the teacher and demands money. She threatens to expose his sexual infidelity to everyone, to show everyone his S-lines, to reveal that he's been cheating on his wife. The teacher is terrified. He has a reputation to protect. His marriage is on the line. He pays Sinah to stay silent. But Sinah, she's not satisfied with just money. She's not satisfied with just blackmail. She's cruel. She sends an accusatory photo to the teacher's wife. The wife receives this photo. She has no context. She doesn't know about S-lines yet. She just sees evidence that her husband has been cheating. The teacher's marriage starts to collapse in real time. At school, the camera cuts to the teacher. He's in absolute hysteria. He's crying. He's destroyed. Years of marriage falling apart because of Sinah's cruelty. This is the moment you realize something crucial about S-line. The red lines aren't just about exposure. They're not just about revealing secrets. They're weapons. They're psychological weapons that can destroy lives, relationships, and families. The tension continues to build throughout the episode. Sinah continues her blackmail campaign. She identifies more people with multiple lines. She threatens more people. She extracts more money. Other students who have seen the glasses are starting to use them for their own purposes. Some want to blackmail people. Some want to expose their enemies' secrets. Some want to understand their own romantic situations. The school is descending into chaos. Everyone is paranoid. Everyone is worried their secrets will be exposed. Everyone is watching each other. The calm, orderly high school environment has been turned into a psychological battlefield where secrets are currency and exposure is a weapon. Hyun-heup is still dealing with being framed as the thief. She's ostracized, alone, blamed for something she didn't do. And then we reach the climax of episode 1. Hyun-heup shows up at school on what seems like a regular day. She's still dealing with the accusations, still isolated. But then something happens on the school rooftop. Kang Sinah, the girl who blackmailed teachers, the girl who framed Hyun-heup, the girl who's been causing all this chaos, is on the roof. And she's falling. The episode doesn't explicitly show us whether she jumped, whether someone pushed her, whether it was an accident. Sinah tumbles off the rooftop. Hyun-heup watches this happen. And the episode ends. In one episode, we've gone from learning about S-lines and how they work to seeing people use them as weapons for blackmail, to watching a student die from mysterious circumstances. This is how S-line works. It doesn't ease you in. It throws you into the deep end and leaves you wanting answers. Let's analyze what just happened. The theme of secrets. The biggest theme of episode 1 is the power of secrets. In a normal world, your sexual history is private. It's your right. Nobody has the right to expose who you've slept with. But in the world of S-line, privacy is gone. Everyone's secrets are visible. Everyone's shame is exposed. And once people know a secret, they use it. The teacher's secret affair becomes leverage for blackmail. Sinah's knowledge of people's connections becomes a weapon. The show is asking a deep question. What happens to society when there are no more secrets? The answer, based on episode 1, is chaos. People use information as weapons. People destroy each other. People's lives fall apart. The theme of judgment. Another major theme is judgment. The S-lines reveal how many sexual partners someone has had. Once they're visible, society immediately starts categorizing people. A person with 1 line is seen as good or loyal. A person with 10 lines is judged as promiscuous or immoral. But here's the thing. Episode 1 shows us that the lines don't tell the whole story. They don't show context. They don't show whether someone was in a relationship or cheating. They don't show consent or circumstances. Yet people judge immediately based on what they see. Hyun-heup goes from being the quiet girl to the thief. She's reduced to a judgment made by others, even though she's innocent. The teacher goes from being a respected educator to a cheater, based only on his S-lines. The show is making a statement about how society judges people based on their sexual choices and sexual history. And it's not subtle about it. The theme of isolation versus connection. The third major theme is isolation versus connection. Hyun-heup has been isolated her entire life because she sees what others don't. She's alone in her knowledge, alone in her burden, alone in her understanding. Detective Han Ji-wook has hundreds of red lines above his head, suggesting a dark, complicated past that we don't fully understand. He's isolated because of his secrets. When they meet, there's an immediate recognition between them. You're like me. You can see what others can't. You understand this world. For the first time in her life, Hyun-heup is not alone. For the first time, Ji-wook has found someone who understands his isolation. Episode 1 ends with one person dead and 2 people finding each other in the darkness. The entire series is about these 2 trying to survive in a world where their shared ability makes them targets and makes them potential allies. The cliffhanger breakdown. Let's talk about what episode 1 leaves unanswered. Sienna falls from the rooftop, but we don't know how or why. Did she jump intentionally? Was it suicide because of guilt or fear? Did someone push her? Was it retaliation for her blackmail and cruelty? Did she fall by accident? Episode 1 doesn't give us the answer. It leaves us hanging. But what we do know about Sienna matters. She was a blackmailer who destroyed people's lives. She was cruel and manipulative. She framed an innocent girl. She was spreading chaos and fear through the school. She was destroying families and marriages. Her death sends a message. This power, the ability to see S-lines, corrupts. And corruption has consequences. It's dark. It's brutal. But it's exactly the kind of setup that makes you immediately click on episode 2. Because now you need to know who pushed her if she was pushed. How will the school react to a student's death? Will the S-lines be exposed to the general public now? What is Detective Ji-wook's real connection to all of this? Why does teacher Lee Gyujin have no red lines when everyone else does? Is she hiding something? Is she the real villain? What is Ha-young's plan with the stolen glasses? The characters explained. Let me break down the main characters more deeply. Shin Hyun-heup, the girl who's been seeing S-lines her whole life. She's an outsider. She's isolated. She's learned to be emotionally distant because of her burden. She's played with a kind of vulnerability and strength by Aaron. She's the emotional anchor of the story. Detective Han Ji-wook, the handsome detective investigating the S-line phenomena. He's charismatic and seems in control, but he has hundreds of red lines, suggesting a mysterious and complicated past. He becomes Hyun-heup's ally and protector. He's played with intensity and charm by Lee Soo-hyuk. Lee Gyujin, the high school teacher with no red lines. This makes her the biggest mystery of the series. She's enigmatic. She seems kind and concerned about her students. But why does she have no sexual history visible? Is she a virgin? Is she hiding something massive? She's played with quiet intensity by Lee Da-hee. Kong Sonah, the antagonist of episode 1. She's troubled and manipulative. She uses the S-lines as a tool for power and control. She blackmails people. She frames innocence. She deserves her fate, but her death raises questions about justice and consequence. Hyteong, the hidden player. She's the real thief of the glasses. While Sienna is causing obvious chaos, Ha-young is quietly observing and learning. She's the real mastermind. The verdict on episode 1. Is it worth watching? Absolutely. The premise is bold. It's provocative. It's not something you see every day in K-dramas. The execution is confident. The show doesn't try to ease you into the concept. It doesn't waste time with exposition. It just throws you in and trusts you to keep up. The acting is strong. Every actor brings depth and complexity to their role. Even in a single episode, you understand their motivations. The cinematography is gorgeous. There's a dreamlike quality to the visuals. A kind of supernatural, heightened reality that makes the show feel different from standard K-dramas. The twist at the end? It hits you hard. You don't expect a student to die in the first episode. Would I recommend it? If you like psychological thrillers that make you think. K-dramas with bold, unconventional premises. Shows that aren't afraid to be controversial or explore taboo subjects. Mystery elements where you're constantly theorizing. Dark character studies. Visually beautiful shows with strong soundtracks. Then yes, absolutely watch S-Line. The only caveat, viewers who watched the complete series, all 6 episodes, say that while episodes 1 through 5 are amazing and gripping, episode 6, the finale is disappointing. People say the ending gets confusing. The plot twists in the finale don't make sense. Feels like the writers changed direction suddenly. Some fans say if you want to enjoy S-Line, stop after episode 5 and imagine your own ending. But episode 1? Episode 1 is incredible. It's a masterclass in how to hook an audience in a single episode. So start there and judge for yourself. If you want me to break down episode 2, where things get even darker and the mystery deepens, let me know in the comments. Also, if you've already watched S-Line, I want to hear what you thought about episode 1. Did you think Sienna jumped or was she pushed? Why does Lee Eugene have no S-lines? What's Detective Ji-wook hiding with all those red lines? Is Ha-young the real villain of the story? Drop your theories and reactions in the comments below. I read every single one. And if you liked this breakdown, please like this video to help it reach more K-drama fans. Subscribe for more deep dives on the hottest new K-dramas, anime breakdowns, and shows that are changing the game. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a new breakdown. Which K-drama should I cover next? If wishes could kill? Teach you a lesson? Perfect crown? Or something completely different? Let me know what you want to see. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.